Hi everyone, today I'll be looking at Neapolitan sixth chords. The Neapolitan sixth is a first inversion major chord on the flattened supertonic. Although possible in both major and minor keys, it's more common in the latter as its major sonority is more stable than the diatonic diminished supertonic of minor keys. Its sound may also be preferred in certain contexts as an alternative to the minor supertonic of the ascending melodic minor scale. And in minor keys, its introduction requires a single accidental, whereas in major keys, to alter the diatonic minor supertonic involves the introduction of two accidentals, which can potentially be more disruptive to the major key's sound. As its name suggests, Neapolitan sixth chords are typically used in first inversion, although instances of root position and second inversion are also found. As with regular supertonic chords, Neapolitan sixths typically move to the dominant. In most contexts, the characteristic diminished third interval between the root note of the Neapolitan sixth and the raised leading note of the dominant is used at the top of a texture, although its other degrees may also be used. The false relation between the flattened supertonic of the Neapolitan's root note and the fifth degree of the dominant is not incorrect if one or both are used in an inner part, but should be avoided in the outer parts, especially if direct motion is used. In four parts, the Neapolitan's third degree is often doubled. Doing so allows the dominant seventh to be prepared and also creates stepwise motion between the Neapolitan sixth and the dominant through the use of secondary diminished chords. And or a cadential 6/4 progression. Less common is use of the Neapolitan chord in second inversion, a usage often resulting from voice leading. When a second inversion is used, the Neapolitan's root note typically moves to the dominant's fifth, and if it does so directly, must be used in an inner part. As with the second inversion Neapolitan chords, when used in root position, it's often as a result of voice leading or thematic or motivic usage. In the penultimate bar of J.S. Bach's three-part invention in D minor, for example, Bach uses this root position Neapolitan chord to harmonize part of this chromatic descent in the treble. In root position, this Neapolitan chord continues the overall descent in the bass and provides an alternative to a diatonic harmonization of the B flat note, such as with D minor's subdominant. Use of root position Neapolitan chords resulting from motivic usage can be seen in Chopin's Prelude Opus 28 No. 20. Here, Chopin introduces the Neapolitan as part of this descending fifth motif. In sequences also, the descending root movement of the cycle of fifths means that root position Neapolitan chords are often included instead of the diatonic supertonic diminished chord. In his piano sonata in F minor opus 57, Beethoven melodically uses a root position Neapolitan chord to repeat the sonata's opening theme. And later in the exposition he uses a Neapolitan sixth, which here moves on to a cadential 6/4 progression in A-flat minor. Here Beethoven uses a common approach to the Neapolitan sixth from root position subdominant harmony. A few bars later, still in A-flat minor, Beethoven again uses a root position Neapolitan chord, which here moves through a leading note diminished seventh to a supertonic half diminished seventh to a dominant seventh and back to the tonic. Another common usage of Neapolitan chords is for modulation. When returning to the tonic minor key from the subdominant minor or submediant major keys especially, the Neapolitan may be used as an alternative to other pivot chords. In bar 11 of the earlier Bach invention, for example, through this linear intervallic pattern, Bach uses the submediant of D minor as the Neapolitan sixth of A minor and continues in that key. Here, the third of the Neapolitan sixth is held to sound as the dominant seventh in 4/2 inversion. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. See you next time.